Hello everybody, welcome back to We Love Games. I'm on with Kristi today. She has joined me to play a game of Sha Rah, and we're going to discuss the Wheel of Time, like we've been doing here on the channel lately. So Kristi, I'll give you a second to introduce yourself, because I know that you are probably one of the more prominent people, at least in a small respect, than the other people that I've invited on. They've just been fans, but you actually helped out at JordanCon because I won your trivia bee, and I figured I'd let you have the floor for a second to kind of explain who you are, how long you've been reading the books, and stuff like that.
Hi, I'm Kristi Deming. I've been a fan since '96. I was working at Barnes & Noble, and one of my fellow employees got me started reading on it. And I read and reread the books over and over again as each one came out. I've been reading them for almost 25 years. And
so the slog was actually a slog for you.
Well, I didn't see it as a slog, though. I mean, a lot of people do, but for me, it's more information. So it was like, it didn't bother me.
I like that. I think I read
the way it bothered a lot of people.
Yeah, I read a post recently on one of the fandoms online, and it was someone saying it's not a slog. It was just Robert Jordan giving us more of his universe. Stop complaining. So
exactly.
All right. Well, I was gonna let us get started. I'll let you have the first move this time, since last time I took the first move. You move any piece anywhere you want, and we'll get started on our questions. So, you already answered a couple of them. You've been reading since 1996. I was 7 in 1996.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's fine. That just means that the books kind of have no barriers. So, you were working at Barnes & Noble's. We have Barnes & Noble still. I remember Walden Books and all that. So that was what
I worked at Walden Books as well.
Mm-hmm. And was there any fanfare during the releases, during the actual books being released, kind of like what they do with Harry Potter now, or when they did Harry Potter?
There were book signings and everything, and they used to have big fanfare depending on where the signings were.
Okay.
But I tried getting them to come to Vegas for the book signing, and I could never get it. So.
Oh. Well, still, that's fine.
But yeah, I worked actually one time for a Harry Potter book release, yeah. And it was insane.
I heard.
Oh.
It's your move now. Oh no, it's my move.
No, it's your move.
It's my move. Yeah,
wait, no, it's my move.
It's your move. Anyway.
Yeah, it's my
move. Okay. Well, I guess the next logical question is, just because you said you've been reading since 1996, so you had some opportunities that some of us did not, like me, because I didn't start reading the books until I was in 10th grade. So I would have been 15 at the time. So that would have been in 2005. And
okay.
So I didn't really get the ability to ever have the shot of meeting Robert Jordan in person. He was alive when I was reading the books, but I was a kid. I was a teenager.
Yeah.
Did you ever get a chance to meet him in person?
I did not meet him in person, but his blog, when he started writing it for what you call it, for Dragon Mount and for Watmania, because the blog was passed between the two. Mm-hmm. And I was on Watmania as Merrigan.
Okay.
And I had written, somebody had asked something about how he was sick, and I said, he had cancer, because that's what I was told by one of the publicists for Tor when I was trying to get the when I was trying to get them in on the book signing, and she said that they had to cancel the rest of the tour because he had a relapse. And I'm like, oh no. And then he turns around. One of the first things he says on his blog is, "And no, Merrigan, I don't have cancer."
So to get a direct response from him, at least.
Yeah. And there was one other time where he answered, like, what the 9 rods of dominion were and things like that.
Ooh, enlighten me, because that's one of the things I don't know.
They were regional governors in the Age of Legends.
Oh, so they were diplomats, essentially. Or they were...
I know one of the guys' name was not Rod.
Are you moving a piece? What are we doing?
Sorry. That was an accident.
Are you putting that piece there, or what's going on?
Yeah, I put that piece there. Sorry,
okay,
your turn.
But it's actually your move, because you got 4 and I got 4, so you're on the 5th piece.
Okay.
Anyway, I know distractions. I'm sorry. Okay, well, that's good to know.
No, I never met him in person, sadly.
Neither did I, unfortunately.
When I found out that he died, I basically ended up crying for about 6 hours straight. Just curled up in a ball.
Yeah, it's pretty frustrating.
It was very upsetting.
That's pretty, yeah. I remember reading it. I was actually, I was in high school. It was my senior year, because I believe he passed away, was it 2007?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was my graduation year. And it was kind of one of those moments, I hate to admit it because I'm as big a fan as I am now. I put down the books because I was frustrated that my author had passed, and I thought, well, the story's never going to be finished. And so I was in the middle of Crossroads of Twilight when that happened. So whenever people describe the slog, because Crossroads of Twilight is arguably the end of it, I was in the middle of Crossroads prologue when the news dropped that he had passed away. And I put down the book and did not touch the books again until Sanderson was announced.
Yeah.
So my friend had actually read all the way through Knife of Dreams, and so I think that's part of the reason why I defend the slog so much, is because I know people had to wait year to year for the books to be released, but my slog was because the author passed away and I was worried that I was going to have an incomplete story. So that was my first experience reading the books. And then when Brandon Sanderson got announced, I got an Audible subscription and listened to the rest of the books while I carried mail. So that was my bit.
Yeah, I go to sleep every night listening to them, so
that is dedication.
Whenever anybody sits there and says, "Well, I've read the books, so now what should I read?" And I'm like, reread.
Read the books.
Always reread.
Reread the books. Find all the things. My wife is actually going through that now because she's listening to because of what I do with the game that I make, the card game thing. We're currently on Fires of Heaven, so we're listening to Fires of Heaven over again, and all that my wife is doing is trying to pick out the foreshadowing that was in Fires of Heaven. And when we did it with Eye of the World, she distinctly remembered the line because it's right after the battle with Agenor, and Rand blatantly says, "I'll cut off my own hand before I touch the power again." And even now, I'm just saying it, and she's like, "Stop! Don't say things like that."
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's I will always advise and always advocate rereading the series. It's
I mean, I've been rereading them, listening to them all these years, and I still find things.
Yep.
So, it's
Okay. I actually had this suggested to me with the last with the last guest that I had on. So my next question is, who is your... So the first one's real easy. The second set is a little harder. Who is who's your favorite primary male and primary female characters? This is the easy one.
Demandred and Nynaeve.
Demandred.
I love Demandred.
He's in like 2 books.
Yeah, I know. He's the world champion of hide and seek.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's not hard when you got Gateways and Age of Legends knowledge. I mean, you could be the world champion of hide and seek anyway. Come on.
Look, he is. He's the world champion of hide and seek.
Okay, yes, he avoided Grendel the entire books because she had no clue what to do. But Grendel was in his domain and couldn't even find him. So yeah, he's the world champion. But still, either way.
No, but
so because he's the world champion of hide and seek, that's why Demandred's your favorite, or is it because of his whole relationship with the channelers and Sha Rah?
It's more of an understanding of where he's coming from.
Because the understanding, like, enlighten. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't appreciate Demandred as a character. I will tell you, you had told me a specific actor. My wife suggested somebody. I don't know if they're the same person. Who's the actor from that show? Timeless. The guy.
Timeless.
The guy.
Yeah.
The guy from Timeless. That's the bad guy. The bad
Goran
guy.
Visnijic.
That guy.
Yes, it's the same person.
It's the same person. Okay, yeah.
It's
I thought
the same
so.
person.
Yeah, my wife said he should be Demandred. No.
He would be a perfect Demandred.
Well, I mean, he's an international actor, so maybe.
You know, and it was funny because I was going through the Big White Book, and I had come to Demandred's profile at the same time I was watching, ER just casually, and
My wife should be on this one because she's laughing in the background.
Yeah, I hear her. Yeah, Luca. Exactly. He came on and I was like, the picture kind of looked like him. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh my god, it's Demandred.
Of course,
He's been my Demandred ever since.
I think that a lot of people might agree with that. So, either way. Okay, and female. Primary character.
Nynaeve.
Okay, Nynaeve. And
I love Nynaeve. Her character arc was it was very well done.
Did you tune into Wheel of Time Spoilers podcast recently where they did Mashiara, the chapter?
No, I didn't.
That's the most recent one.
I know Mashiara, though.
Yeah, that's my wife's screen name for everything. But did you put one down? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. No, they just did Mashiara on Wheel of Time Spoilers, so that was pretty.
Oh, you mean
they did the chapter.
The chat. Okay.
Yeah, they did. It's about an hour and a half, but it's pretty good.
I thought you meant they interviewed Mashiara from Dragon Now.
No. They had Ariel Burgess, and
and
I know another person. But yeah, it was definitely interesting to listen to that. Now the harder question is, who's your this is why you said Demandred, I understand, but I thought he would fall more into this category, which is who's your favorite non-primary male and female characters. So when I say primary, I meant like the main cast, but I'll count a Forsaken, that's fine. But if you were to go into the actual other areas of the story, like
the tertiary characters.
Yeah, the tertiary characters. So for instance, one of mine is Talmanis. I love Talmanis. I think he's adorable. And another one of mine,
Talmanis is great.
Yeah, for the female is Aludra. Personally, I was in the Queering the Wheel panel. I know that people interpret Talmanis to be gay. No, I always have shipped him and Aludra because, in my opinion, it's canon daddy and canon mommy. So
yeah,
that's me. And keeping Matt in line, more or less. But
right,
that's just me. So that would be my examples to you. Do you have an example of tertiary characters that are like your favorite standouts?
Rodo Ituraldo.
Mm-hmm. He's cool.
And Because, I mean, he doesn't show up until, closer to the end.
I think it's in book
And
11 or book... It's either book 11 or book 12.
it's actually Winter's Heart is when he shows up, or to begin with. But it's once it is book 11 when he starts, really activating, his abilities as a great captain. But and I like the way that they used his PTSD to let him fight Grendel's compulsion, or Hesselum's compulsion.
That's right, because her name changes. I forgot about that. You're right. A lot of people don't reread the last few books, because I forgot entirely about Hesselum. I remember... I mean, I know that's her name, but if you said it to me, I'd remember, but I had completely forgotten. Because it's the same with Sindane, which is the other one.
Lanfear.
She who shall not be named. But, okay. So this one should be easy then. Full across the board. Anybody you want, male and female. Least favorite characters. And I'm going to actually get a little ticker thing eventually that says Gawain chart for how many people hate Gawain. Because everybody hates Gawain.
I can't stand him, but I wouldn't say he's my least favorite male character.
Okay.
My least favorite is Ravin.
Really?
Or wait, no. It's a tie between Ravin and Eamon Valda.
Valda's a jerk.
For the same basic reason.
So is it like they're well written to be hated, or like they're just scum of the earth, take them out, we don't even want them?
They were well written to be hated.
Yeah, so they're Dolores Umbridge, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And
female, I would have to say, Cadswing.
Cadswing? Really?
Yeah.
My wife doesn't like Cadswing either. Personally, I don't have a problem with Cadswing. I have problems with some of her tactics, but I don't have a problem with her personally.
She came into it expecting to be able to control everything, and when she lost control, she just kept going and pushed Rand to the point where, the Dark One almost won.
Part of the reason why I can mildly appreciate Cadswing is because you do get that scene with Tam, though, where you just get the no-nonsense father. Well, you get the no-nonsense father just coming in the building and saying, "What did you do?
What did you do to my son?
Kid? Like, how did you mess this up this badly?" It's insane. But no, I agree though that Cadswing though is I'm not sure if I 100% like that she became the Amerlin, but you have to realize that I believe
they need a strong one.
And I also think that it's actually Jordan's will that she became the Amerlin, because I believe that's in the final chapter. And I know
he wrote that.
I know from interviews, like my wife was especially upset when, and a lot of this is about my wife, and she's not on this, but that's fine. She's here. She's like, I'm here. I'm just, hiding.
I don't mind.
She says school supplies. No, my wife, she was upset when I told her that there was a scene where the three girls are assembling a bridal wreath for Rand, and it got taken out of the books, specifically because of Jordan's words in the final chapter where Rand is indecisive of which of the three women will come after him first. And he said to pay respect to Robert Jordan's wishes, with the final chapter, he removed that scene entirely from the books. And it would have been directly before Aviendha went to his tent, right before he went to the last battle. So, either way. But but I know that the Cadswing thing, I can agree. If we're playing devil's advocate, I'll throw out my two options for the tertiaries. Least favorite male, is probably... I don't like the servants that are assigned to Matt.
Okay.
The one who wants... I forgot his name.
Nares and Lopin.
Yes. It's like, they're just so doting, it's almost cringy. And I know that that's a lot because of Matt's point of view and saying he's not a bloody lord and all that, and it's him having to come to terms with the fact that, you know, he is a lord. But it's just so cringy all the time. It's just like, oh, he needs new clothes. Oh, he needs this. And they're just so doting.
Oh, my lord has blood on his shirt again.
Exactly. I mean, if you got blood on your shirt, then that means that we have to clean up the shirt. And if we don't clean it's so cringy a lot of the time. I mean, and it wouldn't be so bad if they weren't a constant presence throughout the series for almost the entire slog, if not longer. That's you know, I think out of the entire of those like 3 sections of books, they're probably the part where I'm just like, no, just stop talking about them. Just get him a new coat. We get it. It's cool. And then
there is one servant that has to be mentioned. I gotta mention it because he's Alan Romanchek's favorite character, and I found this out from the book signing at in Vegas for the companion. And one of the people in the crowd, you know, asked him, you know, who's your favorite character? And he said Ajumbura. And everybody was like, huh?
The guy who drinks out of the skull?
Yes, exactly.
Because he's blindly devoted to the Shan-Chan and...
No, he's blindly devoted to
the Death Watch guard. To Kadir. Kareed.
Kareed, yes. Yeah. He's absolutely devoted to him. He doesn't care about the Shan-Chan because he's from he's one of the hill people.
Interesting.
And, you know, he just is blindly devoted to, you know, Kareed.
To anything he's assigned to do.
He will do whatever, no matter what he asks. But at the same time, you know, there's like little reminders that Kareed has to give him, you know, can you like not kill your rats in front of my guests and stuff like that? Can you not
kill people? Can you not, you know, do this? No, I get that. And then least favorite female tertiary character has got to be any of the Suldam that are being taught how to channel.
Yeah.
I hate it. I understand it, and the Shan-Chan are some of my favorite culture in the entire story. But it's like, to me, it's like the equivalent of a flat earther. Like, it's just like, you don't, we messed up. Somewhere we messed up.
Yeah.
I have more pieces. I'm going to put down another piece somewhere. I'll put down one right here. And
then you go.
I got to put another piece down. So I think you were putting pieces down when I wasn't looking. There you go.
I was just putting pieces down as I was talking. It was like...
Oh, I'll watch the video. I'll see the cheats. No, I'm kidding. It's fine. Anyway. But no, that's my thing. I understand why they were, you know, gouge my eyes out. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that I could possibly be this or whatever. But
right.
Oh my gosh, it's like just get a grip, lady. Like it's okay that you can do this, but then again, to everybody else, you know, in their culture, no,
they're gonna be,
you're dirt,
absolutely ostracized.
And I get it, but it's just, you know, at that point, if it was me, I'd be asking, well, what can I do to protect myself? Teach me what I need to know to protect myself. You know, like that would be me.
Like Olivia, you know, wanting to learn and nobody would teach her.
Exactly.
So she just sat there and watched. And there's that part with Olivia? Her and Cadswain, where Cadswain actually sits there and says, "You learn quickly."
Yeah, she points that out to her, like you could be a problem.
Yeah.
You could be a very
And she's
large
older than
problem.
Cat Swain, too.
Hmm?
She's older than Cat Swain.
Yeah, she points that out to her. Okay, so the next question is, what is your favorite moment in the series? Like, actual moment. So...
My actual favorite moment, and it just happened last night while I was listening to it as I was going to sleep, was when Demandred showed up with the Sharans.
Really? So when certain doom was clarified for everybody, it's like, yeah, we win this. That's your favorite moment.
Yeah. No, it was more like, he was saving the best for last. I kept telling everybody, and they weren't listening. And it's like, ta-da, here he is, and he just slaughtered most of the Light's forces. It was just,
Just
vindication.
obliterated them. Yep. I remember. It was... I know for some people reading that moment, though, if my wife was, like, again, I keep bringing her up. The main reason is because she's the first person that I ever got to actually read the series. You know, like that moment where you tell people you should try this, you should really, really try this book. And then they finally do. That moment I had to clarify to her what was happening. Because she didn't know off the cuff what was going on. Like, Where is Sha Rah? What are we talking about? And I think that moment caught me off guard, but I had just done a full reread of the series to catch back up after the Audible account was started.
Right.
And I started from the beginning and went to the front, so I was already listening for foreshadowing progressively throughout the story, and I caught on to all those moments where they'd bring up Sha Rah, and they'd bring up this land to the east of the Aiel Waste and all that. And so I noticed that it was brought up a lot. Okay, so you get to move, and you can take any piece with a snake, or take any piece with a fox, or just move a stone. Nobody has control of this right now. So. Oh yeah, and when I was initially finishing the series, we were on our way to the Florida State Fair, and we were listening to the final scenes in the car on the way there, and I'm the only one really paying attention. I just had it on with my car sync, and my wife said, maybe I'll try this book out, like at the very end. So she heard the ending before she even got... Are you moving that there?
Wait, wrong way?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
We don't want the bowl? We don't want the bowl. Give me the piece. Thank you. There you go. Alright, so now I move. But yeah, so I can agree that there's definitely a lot there.
I think what it was is that he, everybody sits there and they love the scene where Lan comes and says, I'm not here to win, I'm here to kill you. Mm-hmm. And I hate that line.
Because it's so movie superhero.
Well, that plus the fact that, who he's saying it to, obviously. Mm-hmm. The whole fight, I could have accepted the way it went if Lan had died as well. Mm-hmm. Because I expected him to. Mm-hmm. But, there was just this miraculous, nope, I'm still alive.
Well,
and it's like, okay, come on.
Well, my theory on that is that he did die. And Rand fixed it. Yeah. Because
that was what I was
right
thinking
after
originally.
That moment when Rand says no more, and he starts weaving the pattern itself into what he wants. Here.
Yeah, that's good. I gotta remember to pull the...
Oh, it's fine. Trust me, it actually happens all the time. Don't worry. We have played all of one game of this, and I got used to how to move the pieces around.
Okay.
but no. So that's my opinion on that. Is that Rand actually
Yeah, it
rescued
was
him the same way that the Dark One pulls people's threads from the pattern and
souls
puts them
from when they're killed and
but because
puts
of
them
the
in new
freshness
bodies.
of everything, Rand was able to, I won't say heal, whatever his name, but maybe he was able to chance fate enough with his Taviran power to make it where the sword missed. And that's just my opinion, personally.
Well, I wouldn't say the sword missed because he did need to be healed.
Well, you get what I mean, though. I'm saying
Yeah,
that, like,
no, I understand.
Rand twisted
It
fate.
it wasn't like Lancelot and Mordred actually killing each other, or Arthur and Mordred killing each other.
Yeah.
So depending on which set of the books you actually read.
So, personal favorite moment for me, I brought this up in a couple of videos, and I'd like to get your opinion on this one here.
Yeah.
Okay, right here. Your opinion on it. My two favorite scenes in the books are they're very similar because they're kind of foreshadowing of each other. And the first one is my second favorite scene is Perrin forging in Tyr. Just
Mjolnir.
forging. Nope, not Mjolnir.
Oh.
Second favorite scene is Perrin in Tyr with Fail just kind of sitting and staring at him,
Watching him,
and trying to figure him out. Like, that's her main thing. Is she's confused. She doesn't get what this guy's about, And it's this whole scene, and it's just beautifully written, of Jordan writing Perrin getting to be simple for a few hours, and that to me is my second favorite scene. The favorite scene is Mjolnir, yes, but I'm saying that those are my two favorite scenes in the books, just because they're so well put together, I guess.
Right.
I think it's my move, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But that would be my my favorite scene personally. What's your opinion on that? Is that an interesting moment for you? Besides that, it's possible. Again, Perrin's my favorite of the three boys. Perrin and Fail, I like the relationship. But so the other scene would be Perrin when he throws the axe away.
Okay.
But what's your opinion on that, as someone that has read the books more times than I've ever thought to read them? Do those scenes still hold impact for you?
Oh, yeah. They, I mean, I can still feel the frustration and the surety that Perrin had when he cut off the Aiel's hand and then threw the axe into the tree.
Yep.
He was just, I've had enough, do whatever you need to. He played Mr. Nice Guy long enough, and he was fed up.
It's time to start busting some heads open.
Yep. And he realized that was the only way he was going to get her back.
It's kind of when it's just him having that moment of realization, I can't be a kid anymore. If I want things done, then I'm gonna have to get things done myself. I'm over it. Right here.
I think it was here.
No, it was right here.
Oh, it was right there.
Yep. And it dies. I'm
not very good at chess.
It's okay, neither am I. I'm just reacting to all your moves. Okay. So this is the next one is, do you have a controversial or a hot take on the series itself? Meaning, is there anything in the series that you have an opinion on that other people are very strongly not for, I guess, is the best way to put it. Is there something that you believe that no one else thinks could be true?
Hmm.
I know it's a hard one.
Well, nah, it's just trying to figure out one that doesn't involve the Mandarin.
No, go for it. If he's your favorite character, that's fine.
Because
Like, one of mine is the fact that I'm fine with the Fair and Fail relationship. Their entire demographic is fine for me. I don't have a problem with that.
yeah.
Jen, my wife hates it. she hates that there's like that lack of communication that causes them to always fight and bicker and have this like little bit of secrecy about each other. She hates that.
Yeah, if she would like actually like
Just talk.
stop lying to him and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would be nice.
And stop being a sneaky sneak.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Demandred.
But
he's your favorite. He's your baby. Gotcha. Yeah. I can't not take the obvious.
It has a lot to do with what caused his fall.
Okay.
Is he and Lucerne were born a day apart.
Mm-hmm.
They grew up together, basically, like brothers because they went into, being Aes Sedai and everything like that.
So in respect, he's kind of like Matt.
Yeah, he spent 400 years serving the light.
Mm-hmm.
And because, if he's a day younger than Lucerne, you go to Rand saying that it was 400 years, when I sealed the bore. So he's 400 years old. And the whole time he had his best friend
wrong way
rubbing his wrong way.
It's okay, you got it. I gotta get the piece. Stop it. Stop it. This is adorable. Oh my gosh, the technology of the future here. Give me the piece. Okay, that was adorable. I'm listening. I promise I am. Let me fix it. It was this. This is going to go there. Okay. Where that was.
Okay.
And this goes in my bowl.
Right. Okay.
Wait. No.
No, I took that piece.
And this.
It was here.
Yeah.
So.
You we did this for a while. You're red. You're right. Okay.
Yeah.
You move. Move where you were moving.
Okay.
Good job.
Thank you.
We'll look back at the video and see that we completely compromised the game. It's fine. Well, in that respect, I'm gonna go off on a tiny tangent here then, and I'll say that with the Outrigger novels that were rumored, do you think that Matt could potentially become the next Demon Dread?
I don't see Matt falling that far, not anymore. When he had the dagger and was corrupted by it, that was one thing.
Well, my friend was he was reading the books for the first time. I had another friend that I got into the series. And when he was reading the books, he came to me after he finished like book 1 or book 2, and he said, "So Matt's the bad guy."
Yeah.
Like his entire perspective was that Matt must be the final antagonist. How did you move that diagonally?
Wait, that's yours.
Yes.
I grabbed the wrong piece.
It's okay. You're red. I'm green.
But yeah.
So he says
people would.
He said Matt has to be the bad guy, and I said Matt's not the bad guy. He goes, "There's no way he's not the bad guy." And so when that scene happened with Padan Fane or Ordith or whatever, Mordith, in the final book, he was like, "See, he's gonna be the bad guy." I'm like, "He's not the bad guy." I've read these. I promise.
This is the Rook, right?
Yes. So you're killing this?
Okay. So, yep.
I'm gonna stop touching the bowl. I'm getting annoyed with the bowl. All right.
But yeah, with
Ouchie.
Demandred, I mean, I grew up with, my best friend, and every time she did something, she was the best at everything. She, constantly rubbed my nose in it, and, I could have gone,
Rogue.
the opposite way of, rather than letting it turn into hating myself. I could have ended up, being like her.
Right here. You can land here. You're coming from this
Right
side.
here.
You can go there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't see.
It's okay.
But I could have ended up being...
Oh, if you're too zoomed in, you can scroll your wheel and it'll scroll you out a little bit.
There we go.
For you to be able to see better.
Yeah.
But I can see that you can relate to to Demandred's character in that respect. Then that makes sense.
Yeah. It's just hard to explain to people.
No, I mean it's not impossible to explain. It makes a lot of sense. It's just getting people to listen most of the time is the hardest part. You're going here to here?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead. Really? You having to thwart me plots? That's okay. I had answers. Anyway. Okay, so next question. Clearly you've been to JordanCon. When was your first JordanCon?
In 2018.
2018. That's a year before mine. I went 2019. And it was
see? Got my shirt from 2019.
I was a...
Darkest timeline.
Paul Bleziak actually said he can never be Evil Rand again. Because he blames himself for COVID.
We blame him for COVID.
Everybody blames him for COVID.
Everybody blames him for COVID.
We knew it.
Paul, look what you did.
Yes, he's the devil. He
and
ruined
he just
everything.
accepts it.
No, we're talking about an artist. He actually does he does some very nice artwork for Wheel of Time.
He does
years
incredible
ago.
artwork.
He does the silhouettes. If you've ever seen the silhouettes of the three Taviran, so exceptional artist, very good at what he does. But either way, moving on. So my first JordanCon was 2019, and so I know that the first one that you went to was actually the last one where they weren't at the Crown Riviera Hotel, correct? Like they were at a different location?
No, that was 2017.
Oh, okay. So because they made a big deal in 2019.
They came back in 2008 and 2017, and 2018. I don't know what the big deal between the hotel.
Don't know.
We changed hotels.
Are we getting? Am I getting my year wrong for our first one? Our first one was ShyCon.
Yeah, 19.
Our first one was SeanCon.
Yeah, that was
SeanCon, so that would have been 2018.
Yeah.
No. Oh, SeanCon.
Yeah.
SeanCon's the green one. I'm not wearing that shirt. It's in my...
Wait, SeanCon 2 or SeanCon 1?
SeanCon the Return.
Okay, so yeah, that was my first one as well then.
You can come say hi.
I'm actually about to go lay down.
She's hiding. She doesn't want to say hello.
Okay.
There she is. That's my wife.
I'm gonna go lay down.
Oh, thanks. Affection on the internet? Oh my god.
Oh, Mom.
God,
Right.
public
It's your move,
displays.
isn't it?
I think so. I'm thinking.
Oh, okay. All right. So the next question. This is a segment that I'm doing for a friend of mine because she was constantly throwing this around to anybody that she could talk to at JordanCon. So the question that I have for you is, this is a bishop. That's a bishop you're moving.
Yeah, I realized that.
Do you have a Tom's guitar? Meaning, for her, Tom's guitar was the moment that they announced that Tom Maryland was going to have a guitar instead of a harp. And
Yeah,
so, so for the show, that's her Tom's guitar. Like, so she asks everybody, is there anything that's been announced from the show that has become a Tom's guitar for you? That has become something that you are not so sure it's going to work, or it's not going to be the best possible show decision? I guess the question more or less is, do you think that there is anything that they've already announced that could potentially go south?
Tom's guitar is actually a big one for me because, you know, when Rand and Matt go off with Tom, you know, and he gets the flute from Tom when Tom saves them from the Murdral.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they use it. He uses it to, you know, get them, you know, places to stay, you know, food. It was a very integral part of, you know, Rand's innocence that he was losing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know that my thing is that I remember distinctly that Rand never opened the case for the harp until he got to Basil Gill's.
He didn't touch the harp.
He wouldn't touch it. And they used the flute and the balls, the juggling, to pay for your supper, which is also one of my favorite chapters. I really do enjoy that section of the story, where you get to just see the bonding between the two boys. But so Tom's guitar. So we actually have a Tom's guitar being the Tom's guitar of the Tom's guitar moment. That was fun.
Yeah.
Personally, for me, I've had people on here, they've answered that Layla might be something that could go badly. The whole Layla Ibarra thing.
It depends on what happens, because if Perrin kills her, you know, like a lot of people are theorizing, if Perrin kills her, that's going to destroy him, you know, as a character, because he feels entirely too deeply. Mm-hmm. And I mean, we saw the way he acted with Fail when she got captured. He just completely shut down as being a capable person.
Yeah.
And, you know, if he actually, you know, kills his own wife,
mm-hmm.
you know, that would be the end for him. Now, if she gets killed in the Trolloc attack,
yeah,
you know,
this is me indicating to you that I currently have control of this.
Okay.
Because I have it threatened this way, here. There's no escape this way. There's a threat in here, a threat in here, and a threat in here. This is an only open space right now.
That's where I was trying to think of how to get there.
I'm just letting you know that unless you can put a piece in way to seize its control, then this is my piece next turn, but I can only move to the outside edge. But you actually have me blocked with this right here. So, I'm just letting you know.
Okay.
So, no, I agree, but that was one person's opinion. My personal one is if Bail Doman is not an important part of the series, I'm going to be very upset. They haven't announced him.
But we don't know yet.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's Bail as Steve, personally.
Yeah.
I think that Bail being Steve would be kind of cool, or if Steve's the Dark One, but, you know, maybe. But I'm going to go with if Bail Doman, that's me personally on that.
Yeah, he's so much involved in the whole series that it would be a mistake to remove him.
It's actually Dragon Reborn out of the first 4 books is the first time he's not mentioned in a book. At all. So,
yeah,
that's kind of different. Are you able to block me, or are you just going to be trying to take my pieces and try to beat me by blocking me off? Because you might not be able to get a piece in the way to stop me.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it.
You got this. I believe in you.
No. Right.
I mean,
these are bishops, yes?
Yeah, it's a bishop, but this is a bishop too. It'll eat you.
That's okay.
You're just trying to compromise the threatening. Go away. Dang it. Okay, so the next question is, let me think. So Tom's guitar, that was the moment. If there was a section of the story, as someone that has read the books as often as you have, that you could, I guess the better question would be, is there a section that you skim, or is there a section of the story that you could preferably do without?
The whole thing with Thailand.
The whole thing with Thailand?
Yep. The whole rape scenario with Thailand.
Yeah, that's definitely one of those that's up there in the category with a lot of people. They don't like Thailand's antics.
I mean, if Matt's gonna have a relationship with her, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't need to start with her, raping him and keeping him captive.
This is true.
So, I mean, I'm perfectly fine with them having a relationship, but he went from being a victim to being a Stockholm Syndrome survivor.
Like he was okay with it. Yeah. I mean, so then the next question would be, did you feel bad when Thailand died? That's a hard
Not
one.
really.
Yeah.
No, it
Kill the
didn't.
beast.
And it's sad because usually when one of the good guys died, he had written that just goes to show how well he had written the character. Was that you usually feel bad when a good guy dies,
But you
and
don't
here's
feel bad
a
when she dies.
good guy, but she died, and you're like, good, she deserved it.
Yeah, it's about time.
Yeah.
So,
No, wait, that's your piece.
yes, I am the green pieces. You may move my green pieces if they go in the bowl. You may not move my green pieces if you want to just move things.
And I've got to move the green pieces before I move my red pieces.
Yes, because I don't have interactivity where you can just bop them off the table. Maybe there is a way. I don't know yet. I haven't played with this thing enough. Anyway, okay, that's fair. For me, a section I could do without would probably be the whole I understood why it was there, but I hated the coronation of Elaine. Like, I get why it's there in the story, because she has to win back the favor of what happened with her mother, and I think it just ties back into the whole situation where, like, there's a blatant way, like, again, the unreliable narrator, the fact that people don't know everything going on in the world, it's endearing, but it gets frustrating. Like situations like Gawain, where he says, "You killed my mother, Rand," and he's like, "I didn't kill your mom. Totally didn't do that. Your mom's right there. She's with Perrin. You just go say hi. She's right over there. She's marrying a guard. His name's Talonvor. You remember that guy? He's your new daddy." Like, it's just, to me, that's kind of the situation, is that I know that there's the whole suspension of disbelief and the fact that people don't want to believe that the Forsaken are back. But Elaine's an Aes Sedai. They know that channeling exists, and she could have demonstrated compulsion and said, "This is what happened to my mom." Like, I realize it's a forbidden, it's an evil, tainted weave, but just, like, realistically, that's what I would have done in her scenario. It's like, do you remember doing this? And then have everybody stand as witness. That's not a diagonal piece.
No.
Now we have killed it. Oh, I got it the first try. High five. Yes. That's a horizontal vertical piece.
Yes, and the snakes are the...
I'm just gonna put directions on them next time. Anyway. No, but That's just me. Like the whole coronation with Elaine trying to win back the favor, the fact that you get introduced to these characters that are sitting outside the walls, and then they have to be, I mean, yeah, justice is served, but I just hate it. It's so outside of Elaine, chilling on a bed, getting hoisted up in the tower to watch cannons go off.
Which was, oh my
section,
god, that was so ridiculous.
Yeah, but that whole section is just so annoying. It's just,
Yeah.
God, and it's not even like, oh, Elaine's annoying. No, it's actually just annoying.
The whole drinking goat's milk, and it's like, okay, we get the point that she has to drink goat's milk.
Yes, she's pregnant. We understand.
You don't have to keep telling us.
Mm-hmm. I know. Yeah. I know that would be it. Like, I understand why people are saying maybe they'll just combine Carian and Camelin in the show into the same city, and by doing that, I don't want it to happen either, because they're two completely different societies, But at the same time, it also, like, whenever people say stuff like that, I'm like, but Carian are the ones that the Aiel hate, so how does Aviendha become, so close with Elaine if she's the future Queen of Carian? Like, I mean, it happened, but still. Good job. I don't know. It's just personally my thing. So we're drawing up to the close here, and I'm running out of questions. So I guess I'd ask you, do you have any questions for me? I don't know. That's weird. I don't want to be, egotistical, but I will ask, do you have any questions for me personally, from like a fan? Do you have any thing you might want to ask of a younger generation that's only read the book so many times?
Oh, you're not that young. I mean,
I'm super young. I'm like 5. Okay, a person that's read the books a bunch, but is, not as in depth. I can't write the trivia bee questions. You give me time, I will, and Wikipedia. But
yeah, I used actually the books, including the big white book.
I mean, this one?
And the companion, and interviews.
Over here somewhere. No, my wife moved it because she's researching things for Fires of Heaven. I don't know if you moved yet.
Yeah, I was very impressed that you won the trivia bee, and
instead of Dylan.
Drew and Chris did not.
Well, Dylan's just full of himself getting to be on the Dusty Wheel of podcasts and all those other things. I'm special too. I sat and talked to Matt Hatch for 2 hours at the con. It was a good time. He's a nice guy. I just don't have the connectivity of Dylan, who's been around forever and knows beta reading and stuff. Anyway, I'm not salty. Well, I did win the trivia bee. I do have my questions still. I've actually made it a habit after I go and finish videos with people to actually quiz them to see if they can answer the questions. Nobody can answer all the questions.
I felt bad because everybody was like, coming up and trying to get them, and I was like, I made this too hard. I actually cried afterwards.
You did not make it too hard. The point is that you gave the disclaimer at the beginning. So you had nothing that you did wrong. Because you told everyone, these are not simple questions. And you gave everybody a chance when they saw the first question, said, if you want to leave, you can leave respectively. You don't have to wait. But I will say, I would advise doing what you did this past year, but making it where
one question per person.
Instead of putting a person up to the front, in front of the microphone right off, keep the line like we had. And the power is, when you ask the question, you say, who knows the answer? And you go by who raises their hand that has a suggestion for the answer. And the person that raises their hand has the power to knock everybody else out in front of them. That would be my suggestion. Is like you have a line of 30 people, the person 5 people back knows the answer, the first 4 don't, or first 5 don't. You know, those 5 people need to come up with an answer, and you give them a chance, and then if the 5th person's right, then boom, they're out. So you avoid that whole everybody rotating, sitting back down, standing back up. Because that was...
Yeah, that was horrible. Because what had happened before in previous, and I had forgotten it, was that when Therese was running it, she would ask, one question, and if the person got it wrong, they sat down and
You're
you
out.
go to the next question, rather than having everybody just rotate, on the same one.
Yeah.
And I had forgotten that part.
Well, I know that the only other suggestion I'd give you is bonus points. Let people have bonus points, like me, because I knew the scene, I knew the setting, I knew exactly what time of day it was for that final answer. So that's just my suggestion. Let people have bonus points, like
Well, that happens in the group trivia.
Mm-hmm.
They do it by points in group trivia.
Well, they couldn't do group trivia this past year
Yeah.
because of
So next year,
Paul.
if we're able to do group trivia, be in a group, and then you can get bonus points.
Well, I had to be the whole group. My friend tried to get up there, and he's like, he knew one of the hard questions that kept knocking people out, and then Dylan got it right, and he felt so annoyed. And then he got the right answer because the person in front of him got a yes or no question, and they answered wrong. So he knew the answer. He's like, well, I guess the answer is yes.
Yeah, see, that's why you're supposed to, stop the question if it's wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I
Don't
completely
worry.
had forgotten that.
So was she not able to attend this year, or?
No, she stepped down.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, so.
Okay, well. That's not a diagonal piece.
No, I keep forgetting that.
It's like 3 times now.
Oh, hush.
No. Well, I know that they were having a lot of things that they were requesting at the end of the at this past Jordan Con for people that were in like requesting volunteers and stuff. I tossed my name out there as a, hey, I'd like to do stuff with games. I think that I kind of do this stuff for fun, and yeah, I'm not, planning on making it all about Wheel of Time games, obviously, but I would like to toss my hat in there if it's possible. I've brought that up to them. Here, I'll help you. There. Goes away. Good show.
I'll get it eventually.
Right there. No, right there. Yes.
You do that.
We
Okay.
did. Anyway.
Here, I'll just sit there and point at the one that I want to take and let you do it all.
No, you're fine. I'll leave it alone from now on. I won't be mean. No, but I do know that was where I kind of was trying to reach out. I spoke with the people after the convention, trying to get them to trying to get my opinion out there about what I'd like to do. So hopefully I can reach out to them in some capacity and we can work this out. Because I heard about some of the incidents that happened right before Jordan Con this past year, which was insane. The gaming people just kind of pulled out right before the convention, which, there's stuff that can be done to fix that, but I stressed to him, I said, you have to tell the community. Like, we would have jumped on that. I had a store that was an hour away that would have provided us with everything we needed. So, either way. But
yeah, what you need to do is make sure you keep an eye on
the
Jordan Con group.
Yep. They already told me that. They said that they'll see what stuff is getting posted. I guess that would be the next question. Have you volunteered every single year you've been at Jordan Con, or have you ever just gone as a fan?
Yes.
Every single year?
Every single year. This was my first year that I actually attended a panel.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, and it's pretty bad. The first panel I attended was the trivia bee.
What do you mean the first?
And I was
bad?
running
That's
it,
not bad.
so-
You did great.
Well, no, I mean,
let me win.
it's bad that I never got to go to a panel before, and it was entirely my fault because I worked registration,
Because you always volunteered.
and they
for it.
couldn't get me to leave.
Gotcha. Fair
You know,
enough.
Russ would tell me, go be a human,
Yeah.
and I couldn't do it. Like
This is this is a horizontal vertical.
this is I just
Keep
I
trying to do
remembered
this.
that.
I see it. I saw it coming that time.
I remembered.
It's okay. I know that I've never actually volunteered, and I feel bad for the fact that I haven't volunteered blatantly yet. I have friends that wanted to volunteer, but it was their first year last year, and
Right.
or 2 years ago. And this past year, we all just kind of hung out instead of doing stuff for volunteer work. But
That's perfectly fine.
it's like, you kind of want to after a while, and it just turns into a bit of it turns into like, I wait all year for this convention, and
The last thing I want to do is sit there and
is that hard though, like when it comes to people, because I can't wrap my head around it.
for me, it was a way to get me out of the hotel room because the first Jordan Con that I went to, I spent the first day and a half because we got there early.
Mhm.
I spent the first day and a half while everybody was setting up in my hotel room, not talking to anybody and being completely a shut in and whatnot.
Introverted.
I'm a total introvert.
Oh, why did you do that? I meant the move. Anyway.
Oh,
No. I can understand that, because that's the thing, is you're talking about a bunch of bookworms that are, being told, go be friends.
yeah.
And I will say that I advocated to people like, hey, you should make it where there's people that volunteer to be best friends with people all weekend. Like, just
Well, they had
speed friending.
the speed friending, yeah.
They couldn't do that.
And I think Ebony, the Empress, may she live forever. She
Sorry, I'm
is
waving my
trying
kid
to get people more involved. Wait, that's your piece.
away. That is my
She's trying to get people more involved by having the new members in being greeted and
I'm talking too much. Or making you talk too much.
yes,
I'm sorry.
that's okay, I don't mind.
No, and I agree. I think that there should be. I wanted to bring that up to them where I did 2 years ago, or 2.5 years ago, when they were asking for recommendations, and I just raised my hand. I was like, have a group of people that are willing to be friends and be extroverts and talk. Like, just let them be the extrovert for every single shy little bookworm in the corner that doesn't, normally adult and talk to humans on a regular basis.
You would be surprised how often that fixes itself in the con, because people notice somebody just sitting alone and they'll walk up and talk to him.
Hi, talk.
And it's like,
well, that
hi,
yeah.
what's your name? How long have you been doing here?
Well, it's kind of like
What's your favorite thing?
Well, like my friend that came up with the Tom's Guitar line, she saw us in the Overflow Hotel the first year that we were there, and she was just like, you have a shirt that says Wheel of Time, we are friends. And that was how us interacting with her began. Are you giving up?
I guess.
I feel bad. This game's very
No,
drawn.
don't feel bad. I told you I'm a horrible chess player, so
Well, if I take your
of
last
course I'm
fox
going
here
to
and
do
this
that
last
a bit.
snake, then you don't have any way to capture pieces anymore.
Yeah.
So just be aware of that. Usually whenever these pieces go, you can't really do
That's
much.
it. Yeah.
I mean, the stones are kind of blocking me around here. Like, I can't go this way. But I could take it. Anyway, it's your move. I'm sorry. I try to be charismatic, but I'm really kind of just a jerk. But you can totally kill this.
Yeah, I can,
And I won't
but...
be able to steal it. It's the first time in a minute that that's happened. No, but I will say that is something that I would definitely suggest. It's just like, tell people that have been, like, I know that there's a way in registration to kind of differentiate if someone is a second time, attendee or first time, right?
You can. I mean, you can. We generally ask people, is this your first time?
Mm-hmm. But I'm saying, like,
and...
just those, like, it's kind of like what was suggested in the last one, which is maybe make it where there's a sticker or something on the badges
we
next
had
year.
Ribbons that had that we wrote how many times that they've been to
but I mean,
the con.
And just for those particular
Ebony...
registrations, maybe say make it your mission to talk to at least 2 or 3 people that you've never seen before. Because if you don't, they're gonna feel out of place. But, yeah, I know about the ribbons. What I was talking about in particular, though, was the worry about TV only versus book readers.
Yeah, we're trying to avoid gatekeeping.
I don't want there to be gatekeeping either. I'm 100% for no gatekeeping. However, we have to get to where, like, I don't want anybody to be saying, like, oh, well, if you only read the books, or if you only watch the TV show, you don't know anything. And
right.
I don't know. It's just, I know there was a whole thing about adopting new people into the culture of what we do at the convention, because it's really not like anything else. I was on earlier this week with Ash, and he told me, I've always lived overseas. I've never been able to get to JordanCon. And I said, just go. Like, if you have the time, the availability, and the capability to go, just get a ticket. There's no reason not to. It's $50 for a ticket for the weekend, but you'll never get that time again. Like, it's...
Yeah, the experience is just, there's nothing else like it.
I definitely say that it's like, I have a family reunion that I go to every year, usually, for my family. And it's in August. It's usually the day after my birthday. And I know these people. I've known them my entire life. But I sit at a table and talk to my father. I say hello to my aunts. I say hello to a few of my cousins that are really close to me. And then I say hi to anybody that my dad says it's time to introduce me to. But I don't talk to them the same way that I do at JordanCon. And so, to me, JordanCon is like my actual family reunion. It's my actual time with the people that kind of get me. Like, my older brother asked me about this channel, and he said, oh, you started YouTube, I'll check it out with my sons. And I was like, you can. You're not going to know anything that we're doing. But I'm more than grateful for you to check out the videos. I appreciate it. Will you be able to sit your elementary school children down for an hour watching their uncle play
it
a
is
non-existent
your turn,
board
by the way.
game? Yeah, it's kind of, but this is what the culture is. And that's all I did with the other guy, was just sit and talk like you would do at JordanCon. Talk for 3 hours about nothing. Like, just, I mean, it feels like nothing, if that makes sense. Have you moved?
I understand.
Or are you conceding?
No, it was your turn.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Dumb. I've had every move planned for like 3 turns. I thought you had moved. I'm sorry.
No.
So
yeah, I moved that piece into that spot.
And I killed it.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Yep. So, either way.
Yeah. I think you won.
No. Come on. You. Okay. So I'll just do that. I can't move it, but we'll say I won this one. But either way, I appreciate you at least playing the game with me, Kristi.
Yep.
I know that this one is a bit of a bear, and this is definitely one of those that it's better with time. The more that you play it, like you kind of see how the pieces are moving around a little better. And we were talking a lot. Like, my next move was to take this with this.
Yep.
Just can I? No, I pick up the piece. I actually do, so I can't slide it to smack it off the table. But either way, I can do this.
Can flip the table. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I could
It's
do
like
that if I
cool.
wanted to, but it wouldn't stop. But anyway, no, I appreciate you coming on the channel and having a game with me. This is the longest one so far, actually. I had 1 hour and 15 minutes. When the audio track stopped, I realized, I was like, that's an hour of royalty-free, unlicensed music that is now cycled all the way through. But I did have a good time playing. I appreciate the insight to some of the inner workings of JordanCon. I will advocate, because I can't grab it, because it's, well, maybe I can. I knocked something down. I am the Ilianer B champion. I will hold this dearly in my heart forever, because
You're the first chair.
I got up on a whim. I didn't even think about it. I was like, I'll do it. Why not? Right? And then I ended up winning. So that was kind of cool. But I appreciate everything, and I've been advocating to everybody, go to JordanCon, play at JordanCon, do the trivia bees, do everything you possibly can. Just have a good time.
You
There's
gotta
no reason not to.
experience it. Yeah.
You have to, because if you don't, then you're missing out on something. And it was my present from my wife. Her thing was, I'm going to finish the books, and we're going to go to JordanCon next year. And I said, I can't wait. So we had a good time. And
I'm glad.
either way, well, thank you again. And I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. We want to say goodbye. And we will have this up probably within the next couple hours. So thanks, everybody.